You still think that a possible shutdown at the end of this week is a low probability event? They'll muddle through and I guess kick the can down the curve once again.
Yeah, I think it's still a low probability event. I'll be honest, 2 weeks ago I would have said it was extremely low. This seems to be building quite a bit, and on comments from what may or may not have happened in that Oval Office meeting, it just sounds like coming together on an immigration deal is becoming more and more difficult. The reason I have this outlook is to go forward. It's in nobody's interest to shut down the government. I know the Republicans might try to blame the Democrats, but when you fully control Congress and the White House, I think people will pin a lot of blame on you.
In the past, what policy issues have triggered a shutdown? What was the one thing that both sides couldn't get their heads around?
Oftentimes it's a larger spending discussion. Historically, you had not really government shutdowns per se as we have today, but at Barclays Research we did a long review of this. You had more of these sort of funding gaps over the weekend, and President Reagan was very good at using this as a public perception sort of situation by talking about Democrats overspending. But under President Clinton and under President Obama, we did see lengthy shutdowns. It didn't have as much of a material impact on the economy as some would have thought, but those were over larger spending issues.
So we've got a problem here with immigration, and obviously both sides are trying to point the blame, as you've mentioned, and the president tweeted again today, the Democrats want to shut down the government over amnesty for all and border security. The biggest loser will be our rapidly rebuilding military at a time when we need it more than ever. We need a merit-based system of immigration, and we need it now. No more dangerous lottery. I mean, the Democrats keep pointing to DACA, the Dreamers, of course, and a solution that's required there. I mean, as you pointed out, there's been so much controversy now over that bipartisan meeting, which actually started out, it seems, very positive, and the press surrounding that was very positive. Even if they don't manage to do something in the short term for this week, how do they come to some agreement beyond this?
It's a great question. I think they'll come up with some spending agreement because, again, it's in nobody's interest, and they're going to have to iron out some longer-term agreement. For some Democrats, though, they are in trouble. I mean, you have a significant number of Democrats running for the Senate in 2018. 10 in states Trump won, 5 in states Trump won by 18 percentage points. Can they go home and say, I'm shutting down the government because these immigrant children who were brought over illegally are being kicked out of the country? It's a really big problem for them.